What's up everyone and welcome back to the AG Chelsea TV. Today let's get started with. Agent confirms that Chelsea agreed terms with Mohamed Kudus. Mohamed Kudus' agent Jen Mendelwich has now disclosed that Chelsea were favourites to sign the former Ajax Amsterdam forward before West Ham United swooped in to sign him in the 2023 summer transfer window. He also revealed the West Londoners made an attractive offer but never followed it up with another proposal. As they spent the last few days of the transfer pursuing Moises Caicedo, the Blues were in need of an attacking midfielder following the exit of Mason Mount and thought Kudus would be an ideal replacement for Mount. However, they never showed concrete interest. Despite being frontrunners to land the 20-year-old, they spent most of their energy recruiting Caicedo, who was their top priority signing, then later moved on to acquire Romeo Lavia, while Kudus joined Chelsea's London rivals West Ham. In many ways, we could argue Liverpool certainly played a role in us missing out on Kudus. Chelsea have Premier League's two worst shooters. We're closing in on a return to action, but it's still the international break, so we're still enjoying checking out some stats from the season so far. Chelsea looked to have turned a corner before we stopped, and a major part of that was the team finally managing to find the net. But our problems in that department are summed up by the fact that the two players in the whole league with the fewest goals compared to their XG, that is to say the two players who have had the best chances and scored the fewest goals relative to those chances, are both Blues. Nicolas Jackson was bottom of the league in this category before our game against Burnley, where he found the net and recovered himself to a -2.1 goals minus XG. He's now in second. Now in the lead is Enzo Fernandez, shading in on a -2.2. He certainly has missed a couple of sitters, but hopefully this return to scoring form is going to catch on across the whole team, and we will soon have nobody in the top 10 at all. Matson signed a year contract extension. Dutch youngster Matson has reportedly signed a year contract extension at Chelsea, with the London-based club keen on not losing the player for free at the end of the 2024 season. As first reported by Nicolas Seller, Matson was out of contract at the club at the end of the 2024 season, and with increasing interest from clubs around Europe, such as FC Barcelona, Chelsea were keen to keep the player at the club for at least another year. Matson has extended his contract by a further 12 months until 2025, meaning there is 18 months left on his new contract at Chelsea. If the Dutchman was not to have signed a contract extension at Chelsea, it would have been possible for other clubs to approach the youngster as early as January and negotiate a contract for the start of the 2024-2025 season. With the left-back already tipped for a great career by many, it was therefore in the interest of Chelsea to ensure the player stayed at the club for at least another season. With 18 months on his new contract, it appears as though Matson is willing to fight for his chance to gain permanent starts at Chelsea. The left-back turned winger under Mauricio Pochettino has proven himself useful when he has started for Chelsea this season, having scored twice in as many starts. Pundit says Reece James is nearly back. Chelsea are finally having injured players filter back into training and will soon be back in games. They have experienced an unprecedented amount of injuries in the last couple of seasons, and Mauricio Pochettino's start to his Chelsea career has suffered the same fate. Pochettino has never really leaned on the injuries as an excuse though, but of course they are going to make a huge difference. He named Reece James as his new permanent club captain, and the right back has barely featured since. He's been sidelined for weeks once again with his latest injury, and many have questioned giving the armband to a player who is absent more often than not. But James was back in full training once again this week, and he is in contention to start the game against Arsenal on Saturday, and TalkSport pundit Jamie Ahara delivered a glowing verdict on James last night. He's nearly back. He's so a good player. He's so good. I love watching him play football, Ahara told TalkSport. We certainly need him back, and we need him to stay fit and healthy. Musiala not going to join Chelsea. Journalist Simon Phillips cannot see Bayern Munich star Jamal Musiala returning to Chelsea. Phillips recently shared on his Substack Cy Phillips Talks Chelsea that he has spoken to people close to the player and now doubts a reunion between the club and Jamal Musiala is going to happen. However, the journalist did not rule out the possibility of Chelsea at least making a move for the attacking midfielder. The Blues lost him to Bayern in 2019. But the German has been linked with a return to West London. Musiala was in top form last season, finishing the 2022-23 Bundesliga campaign with 22 goal contributions. It looks like Chelsea may at least consider the idea of going in for Musiala. Based on what has been said on Cy Phillips Talks Chelsea, which is more than understandable, The Germany international is obviously an excellent talent who will surely get even better. He is still just 20 years of age after all. That was world class, Owen Hargreaves said on TNT Sports when discussing an assist Musiala provided last month. Liverpool join the race with Chelsea for Victor Osimhen. According to a report from the Daily Mail, Liverpool will join Chelsea in the race to sign Victor Osimhen from Napoli in the January transfer window. With the Nigerian striker subject to mistreatment from his own club, it's becoming more and more obvious that he'll get a big move away in January, after failing to do so in the summer transfer window. Arsenal are also thought to be interested in Osimhen, but given their pursuit of Ivan Toney or Ollie Watkins, these seem to be more feasible options. But don't rule the Gunners out. Osimhen is valued at around £95 million and it's not difficult to see why. Following his impressive turnover of goals in the last title-winning season for Napoli, he's had a similar start to this season. In 8 appearances for Napoli, he has netted 6 goals. This isn't a bad return for a player who is surely seeking a move away. And that's the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me.